What is up, my people? Back in the hometown today, and we're gonna talk about how to keep track of your zones, because a lot of people, they have zones, they know how to spot zones, but you're using zone not in the right context. When do we know when to delete a zone and when we should still focus on that zone? Let's get straight into it. First, let's do a drawing of it. So we have a high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Now we have, if we look at our structure, we have a zone from this high to low. Okay, we have a zone from this high to low, and we have a zone from this high to low. All we found is our break structure. We had a break structure here, we had a break structure here, and we had a break of structure here. So am I looking for along in this zone? Okay, and then some people look for along in this zone, and then some people look for along in this zone, and you get stopped out all three of them, you've blown your account. Let's talk about when to keep track of them, when we can delete them. So always, the most important thing, okay, just focus on the last break of structure. The last break of structure. This was my last break of structure we have here, okay? So that now gives me a protected low where this, I'll put it in red, is my protected low, okay? Where did this protected low come from? It came from this SNDR responsible for taking this high. Now I can delete everything else. I have my last break of structure and my protected low. Now, because my protected low, I've identified it came from this area of demand, this is going to be my real change of character. Not here, in case we sweep, get a second tap in this demand, and then continue higher. Now, let's look at the zones. This bullish zone here. This bullish zone is underneath my protected low. So why would I still be looking for longs in here when if we break this, okay, we're going to go through this. I should be looking for sells. These previous zones, they provide pullbacks. Price will tap into this zone, do what? Pull back. It will use these orders in here to pull back into our bearish zone. Here we will get the real move that will push price lower, okay? So any zone underneath this red line here is irrelevant. I'm only looking now for buys really in this zone here. Or if we sweep this, first tap into this in the R and continue higher. That's it, okay? Any other zone is irrelevant because we're always trading with the trend. So in this scenario here, let's mark it out. Where was our last break of structure? Here. Okay? Where does that put our protected low? Here. High, low, high, high. Where did this protected low come from? This area of demand here. So where's my real protected low? Just underneath here. Okay, but we have a zone right here. What if we just come into this and then we rip up? Yes, but by the time we tap into there, you're trading against the trend, okay? And we're going to then look for a long down here. And then look for a long down here. And then, you know what, I'll just never short. I'll just try to catch the reversal. We're trading with the trend, but now we're trying to catch reversals that's going to push us up. No, we want to trade with the trend. So anything underneath this red line, I'm going to delete, okay? And as we can see, this should be the only zone we should look for a potential long in, anywhere from this red line to now this red line, because that's our structural range now, okay? We're not expecting price to go lower than here. So as soon as price comes below here, okay, what is this now? A change of character to the downside, and you can see, okay, we'll play out. What does this zone here do? Remember, this was now our change of character to the downside. So we shouldn't be focusing on this zone. Once we came under here, we should be focusing on this zone. And you can see all this zone did was provide a pullback into this zone, this area of supply here, and then use that to get the real move down. So we don't want to be focusing on this zone. This is just going to be where the pullback is. We always want to trade the trend continuation. When the trend shifted bearish, once we got below here, and I'll show you another example. Okay, here, let's just mark what price has done. So we find in the last break structure, we have a breaker structure to the downside here, and we have a breaker structure to the downside here. These little very small internal swings, they don't hold much weight for me. So now my protected high is here. Where did this protected high come from? It came from this area of supply within my previous zone. So this down to up move here. Once we break this, okay, so we broke the protected high and the area of supply it came from, this is a real change of character. But we have, let's say for example, we have this zone here. The price hasn't come and mitigated, but what we are now in, we are now in an uptrend. So what is this going to do? This is going to provide a pullback into our bullish zone where we look for a buy and continue higher. So as we can see now, we have switched bullish structurally once we took out this high here. So what should we focus on? Bullish zones only, okay? And as we come into this zone here above, let's play out. Okay, we tapped into it. Now, is this here a valid area of supply? Yes, it's a zone, it hasn't been unmitigated, it caused a break of structure to the downside, but what is the trend now? The trend is now an uptrend ever since we took out this high. So what are we expecting this bearish zone to do in an uptrend? We're not looking to catch a trade from it, no. We're expecting it to provide a pullback into this zone where we can get the real move higher. We're not trading the pullbacks, we're trading continuations. And continuation is always on the side of the trend. You can see we have an SNDR here that hasn't been mitigated. And what is this just now? This is just the first tap into the zone, aka the liquidity, and we're looking for that to the upside. Now, as we can see, price used this zone to come lower into here, looking for it to break structure, and you can see we tapped into that bearish zone above. It provided a pullback into our bullish zone where we're looking for a long, because we're not focusing on this bearish zone anymore, because we're in an uptrend. It comes in and it gives us a new high, and we've taken our money on the longs instead of looking for the shorts and being stopped out. Again, it's market structure. It's the key to how the market moves. And I hope this video helped you understand it a little bit more. If you want my free detailed course where you can see exactly what I do before I take a trade, then the link is in the description below for my premium Discord, where you can also see me live stream my trading every single day. Appreciate your time as always. Any questions, any ideas, just drop them in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.